Hey fellow detailers, how's it going? I want to talk to you today about a controversial subject, and that is you do not need to conduct a paint correction, paint enhancement, or polish prior to installing a ceramic coating. And I'm going to tell you all the reasons why you don't need to do that. And in fact, I'm going to tell you at the end why I think polishing a vehicle prior to installing a ceramic coating will actually likely increase the chances that your ceramic coating will fail. So stick around for the full video because I'm going to talk to you about that at the end. All right, I got 4 points for you today to explain why polishing is not necessary and why it doesn't make sense before applying a ceramic coating. So if you agree or disagree, please put in the comments, or if you're seeing this video via Facebook in one of our detailing groups, by all means, agree or disagree in the comments point by point there, and I can always copy and paste it into the video. All right, so point number one is ego, all right? And that's gonna bother people, but fortunately, Ivan LaCroix kind of turned me on to this some time ago, and that is we as detailers let our ego get in the way. So we think, you know, the paint has to be a certain level of perfection. Not everybody thinks it has to be 100% perfect before they apply ceramic coating, but there is a degree of ego in play where people think that the paint has to be a certain way, you know, they don't want their name on it, etc., etc. Listen, I'm here to tell you that many people do not care about swirls. They don't care about defects in the paint. They only care that their vehicle is easy to clean up. And that's not a knock on them. That may be something that is, you know, that's our problem as detailers, is we are so concerned about how something looks. That's all we see. But that's not what 99% of the population sees. So the defects that we see and that we think need to be corrected prior to applying a ceramic coating, they don't at all. And the reality is our ego actually damages the paint. So if you're polishing something where the client doesn't feel that that's necessary, but you're doing it just to do it because you have some preconceived notion of what the paint looks like prior to installing a ceramic coating, what you're doing is you're reducing the UV protection, you're reducing the longevity of the coating, and you are actually increasing the chance that the coating could scratch, that the paint will scratch in the future because we've thinned out that protective layer. Now, if the customer does want swirls removed and defects removed, then the risk is worth the gain. But if the client is unconcerned about the appearance of their paint, we are actually doing more harm than we are doing good. So don't let your ego get in the way. All right, so point number two, and this is what I tend to gravitate towards when I'm talking to detailers to insist that polishing the paint is a requirement prior to installing a ceramic coating. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all if you think about it. So the usual arguments are, you know, the paint needs to be, you know, kind of leveled out, or, you know, it needs to have defects removed so that the coating can bond to that surface. That argument doesn't make sense. A lot of wheels on the market, a lot of calipers on the market, they're painted. They're high temp paint maybe, but they're painted. That's why you can still polish many painted wheels. So are those detailers, are they polishing the ins, outs, backs, sides, and nooks and crannies of every single spoke on the wheel before they're applying a ceramic coating? Are they polishing the brake calipers? The answer to that question is probably not. And if they say they are, I have to question that validity. But, you know, if you don't have to polish the wheel prior to applying a ceramic coating, why do you have to polish the paint? If the surface is uneven is the argument, you know, we're not polishing textured plastic. Most people aren't polishing the glass prior to installing a ceramic coating. Most people aren't polishing chrome. Nobody's polishing painted fake chrome plastic pieces that you see. You know, all these things are not being polished by 99.99% of detailers prior to applying a ceramic coating. So why do you have to polish it before you put it on the paint? It doesn't make sense. The level, you know, defect thing, that doesn't make any sense. You know, from a common sense standpoint, it just doesn't make sense that you would have to polish paint, but no other surface. So it doesn't make sense. That's point number two. Point number 3 is, I believe that at one point it was a money grab that turned into facts. In other words, it's been repeated so many times, this is the way we always do it, that sort of thing, that it turned into facts. But really, it was, an opportunity for money grab, which I don't believe in. So what I mean by that is, if I as a coating company, or I as a company in general, I want my installers to make more money. I want them to be successful, because if they're successful, they're spending more money with me, right? So I tell them that you have to polish paint prior to installing a ceramic coating. And how is that a money grab? That means that they're going to pass that on to a client. They're going to charge that client more. Their tickets are going to be higher. They're going to get more money back, and they're going to reinvest that into whatever company they're with. So I don't think, I firmly believe that it was some sort of money grab or promotion that has just turned into facts, like you must do this. And nobody has been able to show me the science behind why you must polish. So that's point number 3. All right, point number 4. Number 4 that I'm going to talk to you about is probably going to be somewhat controversial, but this is what I think. I think that polishing, by and large, by the numbers of detailers statistically, is causing more coating failures than not. And you say to yourself, that doesn't make sense. And I agree, if done correctly, it doesn't make sense. But what I've seen on Facebook, on message groups, with forums, people insist on polishing paint, but nobody mentions using the correct solvent-based panel prep. I don't want to say nobody, but there's a lot of instances where solvent-based panel prep is not mentioned, or mentioned correctly as the final step after polishing prior to applying a ceramic coating. Now, we use SB3 Ready panel prep here, but we've also used Meguiar's M122. We've used Americana Global's panel prep. But what happens is, and what I've seen is, people insist that polishing is required, but then maybe they use an isopropyl alcohol wipe afterwards, which isn't sufficient to get the polishes, residues, oils, or they don't mention a panel prep spray as the final step at all, which leads me to believe that they're not doing it, or they're not doing it correctly. And so if you're polishing, but you're not doing that step correctly, then the polishing will increase your chances of a ceramic coating failure. And I actually did a video on this, of the proper application of a panel prep spray. And the reason is because you're applying the ceramic coating to a surface that has fillers, contaminants, oils, whatever, from the polishing and compound. So that will increase your ceramic coating failure if you don't remove those. So if you're not doing that panel prep correctly, or you're using isopropyl alcohol, or you're just washing the vehicle afterwards, you're going to increase your chances of failure. All right, I gave you my 4 reasons as to why I think polishing is not a requirement, and or why people believe that it is a requirement. The key takeaway here is, what does the client want? What does the client need? Not what do you need, what do they need? What do they want? If they don't care about swirls and scratches, why are you polishing the paint? There's no need to do it. You're just harming the paint long term for something that they maybe don't care about. It's not about giving the client a superior product or being a superior detailer. It's about being in business. And if you are giving away hours of your own labor, material, product, you name it, you're not going to be in business very long to help that client going down the future. Or you'll not be able to expand your business to help more clients. And so, we love polishing here at Harker Heights Ceramic Coatings. I love it. I do it all the time. I take hammered vehicles and I bring them back to life, and it's probably my favorite type of job, far more than clear bra, far more than the application process of ceramic in general, because it elicits the best reaction from the clients that want it. But the clients that don't want it, they don't need it, maybe it's not in their budget, but they want that cleanup, that ease of cleanup from ceramic coating. That's where we come into play, and you gain more trust from the client, looking out for their best interests and their best financial, than you do just giving them a service that they didn't ask for and they didn't pay for, that is actually harmful. You don't need to polish your vehicle prior to installing a ceramic coating. Let me know what you think in the comments.